What's going on, everybody? It's Araneae Storm checking in for the Mercury sign series. For those of y'all, if this is your first time coming in, my name is Araneae Storm. I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologer, and I specialize in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at araneastorm.wix.com/info, and you can find me on all social media at Araneae Storm. Definitely, for sure, you already know this is what it is. This is what it's gonna be. Okay, so for those of y'all, if this is your Mercury sign, if this is, or you know somebody with a Mercury and Taurus, or you've just come to learn a little bit more about astrology, and you want to kind of delve deep into Mercury or whatever the case may be, you've come to the right place. Definitely excited about this series because I feel like we don't talk about Mercury enough. I feel like Mercury, we'll talk about the big three, we'll talk about Mars, we'll talk about Venus, but we don't talk about the importance of Mercury and why it matters so much in compass of our whole natal chart. It's so important. It's neutral. You know, this is the neutral planet out of all the planets. It's ruled by Gemini as well as Virgo. And this is how we think. This is how we communicate. You know what I mean? This is the things, you know, this is our siblings. This is the short trips that we take. You know what I mean? This is, you know, all encompasses like how we interact on a day-to-day basis with people. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a particular sun, but when your Mercury comes in, it can definitely change the way. So like, for example, somebody would be like, man, like they told me that they were this sign, but damn, they kind of give off, you know, this. And of course, once again, you got your whole birth chart to work with. So of course, one sun sign of this person is not going to look or feel the same as this one. But your Mercury sign, y'all, get into it. You know what I mean? It will definitely help you when it comes to interacting with people and with people interacting with you. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit about the Mercury sign. And I feel like I want to actually I'm going to do this series, but I actually am going to be talking a little bit more about Mercury because especially, and also I'm going to be talking about ancient Egyptian astrology as well as we go further in. But this was actually an Egyptian, not even just astrology, but just Egyptian text and period was actually deemed as like the spirit. Your Mercury was the spirit. You know what I mean? You know how people say, you know, I feel like spirit is communicating through me. It is the direct connection. You know, Mercury is the messenger god. So this is the direct connection that you have with spirit and how spirit is relaying the message through you and out of you. You feel me? So Mercury, y'all. So anyway, let's get into it. Mercury and Taurus. Mercury in Taurus. Mercury in Taurus. So we go from Mars, you know, Aries, very direct, very fast paced, very boom, 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 to slow and steady Taurus energy. Okay. Taurians, Mercury and Taurus, they like to take the time when they speak. You know what I mean? They like to make sure that what they're saying, not only do you hear, but you know what the fuck they're talking about. Very intelligent, very, very intelligent sign or placement to have, because Mercury's and Taurus will study. They'll make sure, you know, they'll make sure that they're getting their facts straight. They'll make sure that whatever they're saying is solid. They'll make sure that what they're saying is concrete, so there is no question as to what's really good. You feel me? Definitely this rules the throat. This is Taurus rules the throat chakra. So this is like really beautiful, just smooth, calm voices, very steady, very grounded. This is the poets. This is the musicians. This is, man, bomb ass producers. Like, it's very, because Taurus is like very meticulous and very like, you know, it can kind of, it's when it comes to like beat making or you know what I mean, or anything like that. Like they can really like get a clear sense of like, okay, this, you know, composition and composing, like they're like, okay, this sounds right, we might need to take out this and then put this, you know, note in, or, you know what I mean. That's very much so Taurus energy. Definitely, like I said, calm demeanor, calm voice, very slow in speech when talking, but very quick to not very quick, but can get pissed off, but then they can like build and build and build up and build up, and then all of a sudden it all comes out. Because Mercury and Taurus is keeping them motherfucking checks, bitch. They know what you said 10 years ago, and they know what you said last week. Okay? So when it comes to Taurian energy, just be very, like, I'm not saying you got to walk on eggshells, and I feel like I said this for somebody else. I'm not saying that you have to walk on eggshells for them, probably Aries, you know, this bull ram energy. But just know that they know. They're very practical. Like I said, they take information in very slowly. So when they process the information, they hold that information. It's easy for them. Like they just, it's like storage, you know what I mean? They're like, all right, I'm going to take my time with this. I'm going to take my time with this. All right, cool. I know this, you know what I'm saying? It's very much so that they're very confident in the things that they know, you know, because they have taken the time out to really get a full understanding, get the full spectrum of what it is that they do know. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll take that time. You know, Mercury and Aries versus a Mercury and Gemini, they're like very quick. Need the info quick. Need it quick. Mercury and Taurus is like, no, I want to know. I need to know. So therefore I'm going to take the time to know. So if anybody tries to come at them with some oh, this ain't this, it's like, is it? Because last time I checked and last thing I studied, the last thing I know, this was this and this was this. Also stubborn as hell, you know. That's another thing, because we're talking about fixed earth here. So it's like when a Taurus feels like they've done their due diligence and they like, I know this shit, you be very hard pressed to change a damn Taurus's mind. It's very much so Taurus sun energy, Taurus, Mars and Taurus, you know what I mean? Like, because they feel like they've taken the time out to really get a sense of their own knowledge. Also too, with that, on the other side of that, like they can kind of be they could kind of be a little bit more hesitant to share until they feel like they know, because they don't want to come off saying something and then, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to come off saying something and then it be like, oh, you know, they have to take it back, or, you know what I mean? Like they want to make sure when they say something, they know what the fuck they're saying and how they're saying it and why they said it, you know. So when a Taurus talks to you or when a Taurus says something to you, it's not for nothing. Like they've already thought about it. They've already kind of muddled it over in their mind. So they're very, you know what I'm saying, very persistent and very just letting the shit be known. Taurus loves finer things, loves the, you know, Taurus is the type that they're not like really small talk people. If they do have conversations with people, they like them to be really deep and grounded and based in something that is worthwhile. So basically, long story short, don't waste the fucking Taurus's time. You know what I mean? Mercury and Taurus, they don't like their time to be wasted. They feel like if they're investing in you or they're putting something in you or they're filling up your cup, they expect their cup to be filled. You know, they definitely, this is Venusian energy as well in the Mercury. So, you know, it's like, I mean, I'm giving all my good gems away. Like, you should be giving, you know, you should be giving me gems back. But also too, on the opposite end of that, it's like Mercury and Taurus will keep a lot of things in as well. So when they share, they're not, you know, they're sharing for a reason, because they want you to know these things. You know what I'm saying? They want you to get a better sense of, you know, how they're feeling and what they feel. Once again, this is a keeping tabs energy. Like I said before, they will keep tabs on that ass. So just know when they get to the point of no return, it's because they probably been holding that shit back and waiting for the right time, like a bull, to fucking strike. Okay, it gets serious. All right, so this is also the five senses, you know what I mean? Mercury and Taurus, like this is the type of person that you know that needs, if they don't already have like aromatherapy, you need a scene, you know, the place, the houses, the places that you go to, you know what I mean? Whether you in a forest, you know, I'm picturing this in my mind of like, this is Taurus being in the forest, you know what I'm saying, in a cabin, or you know what I'm saying, in a mountain somewhere, taking in really crisp, you know, air, and then, you know, starting up a fire and putting the wood in the fire and smelling that, like, that woody smell, you know what I'm saying, or throwing pines in the fire and then being able to like smell like the pines, and you know what I mean, and then being able to look over the horizon and see the scene, being able to see the sun go up and then to be able to see it set, you know, rise and fall. Like this is, I mean, it's a whole scene for Mercury and Taurus, you know what I'm saying? Dinner parties on deck, you know, when it comes to the food, on deck. I wouldn't be even surprised if like y'all did something in like culinary arts, or if you grew your own herbs or grew your own vegetables or grew your own foods and things like that to eat them. And this is that kind of energy. Is very natural, very nature, home based. Definitely that energy. Art, dance, oh man, they love it all. But this is another thing about Taurus is they can be really slow, kind of like Libra, you know, that's just on the opposite end, but because it's fixed energy, they can come to very, like, it takes them a while to make a decision, you know what I mean? Like it takes them a little bit more time to actually come to like, all right, yes, I'm gonna do this. Like they feel like they need something to confirm, like, you know, the answer that they've been searching for, the answer that they need. So they'll take that time. They're not the type of person like Aries. Mercury and Aries will be quick to make a decision and be like, all right, we're going with this, like, and not even, you know what I mean, not even acknowledge or be like, all right. No, they kind of slowly move into what their decision is going to be. You know what I mean? So when Taurus comes to a decision, know that they came to that place, you know, for a reason. Like they're like, all right, bam, this is what I feel, this is what I believe. All right, cool. You know what I mean? It's very much so that energy. They can be very rigid because they are fixed. So like, once again, stubborn. It takes them a time to open up, and it's really hard for them to open up because it, like, once again, like I said before, like, you know, they've already kind of made up their minds of how they feel and where they stand. So it's like, I mean, you coming in trying to tell me what I believe when I've already done what you know, the work to get here, is like, I'm wrong. Taurus, Mercury and Taurus, they do not like to admit when they are wrong. They will go to war. You know what I mean? They will literally go to war for what they know. They'll be like, well, I believe this. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but like, at the end of the day, they could be completely fucking wrong. They can be completely, and I feel like this is all fixed energy. This is all, definitely could be all fixed energy. Definitely want to see what's aspecting your Mercury, but like, completely wrong. But at the end of the day, they'll never admit it because they're just like, I'm right. What you mean? Like, come on. Like, I know this shit. You know what I mean? So Mercury and Taurus has to really open up and be able to keep an open mind. I would definitely suggest Mercury and Taurus get around mutable energy, you know, or have conversations with mutable signs, or even cardinal signs. Any, you know, not to say that you can't hang out and talk to, you know, fixed energy, but I would definitely say, because even fixed energy, like, y'all can butt heads on stuff because y'all are both, you know what I mean? I'm a Mercury and Leo, so I get it. Like, we're both like, well, I believe this, or I believe this. You gotta be around, I would definitely say be around people that have Mercury in kind of mutable energy, that so they can kind of open you up and open your mind up to new things. You know what I mean? Maybe you felt like this one way, and you know, it might take you a long time to, you know, make another decision, or a long time to kind of switch things up. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just like, all right, I mean, I'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? Very focused. It might take Taurus a minute to kind of make a decision, but when Taurus gets focused on one of the things or things that they want to focus on, they will go hard in the paint for it. They will go hard. They will go hard in the paint for whatever it is that their mind is focused on. They'll get to running down that motherfucking hill. That bull will get to running down that goddamn hill when they get focused on some shit. But you definitely want to check the house that your Mercury is in, because these are most of the things that you will be strongly communicating on, or, you know, they kind of use, it's like this esque of energy that kind of influences your own Mercury sign. But for the most part, in general, you know, this is what we're talking about, you know, finances, you know, multiple streams of income. You know what I mean? Like, they're the type of people that you could definitely talk business with, because, you know, they're definitely grounded in this reality and they're business focused. Not all, but for the most part, Mercury and Taurus, you know, we want to talk about like a love language. Talk to Taurus about how you can, you know, build credit, or, you know, you know, establish generational wealth, or land, and or buying, you know what I mean, like that'll turn Mercury and Taurus on, you know what I mean, or just anything involving stability in their lives, or for them to feel secure and them to feel stable, you know. Definitely a Mercury and Taurus, especially if we're talking about relationships, this is a type of energy of like, if you are committed to them, you know, you're letting them know, like, I'm here for you, like, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna be here. And not to say that you have to say this to them, but just showing them and telling them too, that, you know, because once again, this is voice. Like, if we're talking about the five senses, it's all, you know, you're showing them that you're in this. Man, it's really easy to get up in here, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, they're focused on what's really here, what's really real, and what's in the here and now, you know what I mean? So if we're talking about like ghosts and things like that, not to say that they're not interested or they wouldn't be open to those types of things, but they like that actual factual, they like that hardcore truth in things like that. So yeah, that's a little bit of my analysis of Mercury and Taurus. I'm definitely going to talk about, I don't know if I said this in the Mercury and Aries video, but I am going to talk about those that have Mercury signs in retrograde as well. Your Mercury's in retrograde. I'm going to do a completely separate video for those things, because I feel like that's definitely something, especially going through Mercury retrogrades. I feel like that would be something for y'all that do have that, would be helpful for. But other than that, y'all, we're gonna move on to Mercury and Gemini, and we're gonna finish it up with Mercury in Cancer this week. So I'll see y'all soon. It's Araneae Storm checking in. Like I said, you can find me at all social media at Araneae Storm, araneastorm.wix.com/info. And yeah, y'all, see y'all soon.